Blake Ingelagi. I'm a sergeant in the Marine Corps Reserves, and I've been in the Marines for a little over 9 years now.
So how did you become interested in this path?
I became interested, just like a lot of people my age, because of 9/11 and wanting to serve the country, to defend it. And yeah, I just got in. I wanted to become a pilot, so I thought the best way to do that was to join the Marine Corps Reserve, have them pay for my college, and then I thought, man, I'm already in. This would be easy to become a pilot, but then everything changed and I no longer wanted to do that, so here I am. You need either a diploma, high school diploma, or a GED to get into the military, and then you have to take a ASVAB. Not sure what it stands for, but it's just like an SAT kind of test, and then gives you a score, and then based on that score depends on if you can even join the military or what kind of jobs you can get in the military. And then it's 3 months of boot camp for the Marine Corps, whether you're active duty or reserve. Reservists go to the same exact boot camp as active duty, so you're either in San Diego if you're west of the Mississippi, or you're in Parris Island if you're east of the Mississippi. Being flexible, because with the military is part of the government and it's always changing. So throughout the day you'll hear 10 different things for one thing. So just being flexible, and then just being able to have that, being able to be personal with people and being able to move anywhere across the country and get thrown into a whole entire different groups of people. So just being able to have that kind of personality where you can get along with anybody. It's very beneficial. A reservist, if you come in as a private, you're looking at, so as a reservist you do 1 week in a month and then 2 weeks in the summer. That's all the military obligation that you have. So for your 2 days a month, you may get, I don't even know, like $150 for 2 days. It all depends on what rank you are, time in service, and everything like that. But I think the basic is about $150 for 2 days. Potential for growth, you can become a lifer in the reserves. You can retire, get almost the same exact retirement as someone who's active duty. So if you join when you're 18, you can be retired by your 38, especially if you're active duty. You could be pulling a pension and having free health insurance by the time you're 38 for the rest of your life. For my job, I'm a supply clerk in the Marine Corps Reserve, so we do everything from issuing gear to counting gear to ordering gear. So during your 2 weeks in the summer, we usually go somewhere, whether it's California, Texas, Oklahoma, just somewhere where we can get more experience, more hands-on with our jobs. So our section will be in charge of building out the quad-cons with all the gear and everything, and then someone else's job is to put it on the trucks and get it transported somewhere. But during your typical 2-day weekend drill, it's mostly just counting gear, making sure that all the inventory counts are correct. It's called spot inventory. So they'll choose X amount of random containers that they want us to count. We'll go out there and go count it. And then it'll just be getting things ready for our next field exercise, making sure everybody has the appropriate gear. If they don't, making sure they're notified to come in and grab that gear as well. So muster time, when we had to show up, it's at 7 a.m. 07. Then from there, it's all completely based on what they have for us. So for this last weekend that I just had, it was we worked out in the morning for about an hour after we mustered at 07. Then we had to do a bunch of classes because we're going to we are having this exercise about vehicle operations and dismounted operations that are kind of more towards the infantry. So we had to give classes about that so everyone can be on the same page. Then we eat lunch around noon, and then the rest of the day is mostly just counting and just doing your job, or hey, medical wants to go talk to you, hey, you're not getting paid, go talk to this person. So it's making sure those little things are getting tied up or in the afternoon. So benefits, you get to serve your country, which a lot of people love doing that. Everyone who's in the military loves doing that. If you're active duty, after 4 years, you can get your college paid for in full. And then with the reserves, you're still able to go to college and also be in the civilian world as well. So you can hold a full-time civilian job, and then during the weekend, 1 weekend a month, you can serve your country, so to say. So that's one benefit, is that you get best of both worlds. You can still serve your country, but you can still be at home where you're comfortable, and you can still have a full-time job that you love and enjoy. The cons of it is that you can get deployed, you can leave your family for a long periods of time. Some days are just super long and everything like that, and you are under a contract. So if you, after 1 year, you decide it's not for you, you can't just up and leave, because that'll affect you in your civilian world as well, because of the punishments that the military and the government can put on you if you just up and leave. So it's a contract, you sign your life away, so whatever happens, that can also be a con as well, because the military can dictate your life. If they think you weigh too much, they can take half of your pay until you meet their standards. So you work for the government.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's definitely compatible with the family life. I guess you could say it's like an 8 to 5 job for most military days. Some days you're in the field for a week or something like that, so you're not going to be home every day. But a lot of people have families in the military. If you're active duty, you can get housing on base that is paid for. During the reserves, they'll pay you a little bit extra if you have a family and you have housing outside. You can get deployed, and so that's up to at least up to a year away from your family in a foreign country, wherever that may be. So it definitely has strains on the relationship and family life, because you don't know when that could happen. You could just get a couple days notice, or you could have a couple months notice that you're leaving. My favorite aspect is that in the military, there's so many different walks of life, and just getting to know everybody's different backgrounds and learn different things. It opens up your mind to that your world isn't what you thought growing up. It's like, oh wow, things are way different, because this guy from, like one of my really good friends in boot camp was from Chicago, and hearing how he grew up in Chicago. So I just like that aspect, is learning more about everyone else. It's the military, so it's always changing. There's new weapons coming out, there's different enemies, so it's always going to be changing. Make sure you know this is what you want, because like I said, it is a contract. And yeah, I think it's always beneficial for people to join the military. It gives you that structure, especially if you didn't have that growing up. It gives you structure, and makes you feel like you have a purpose. So it's I think a lot of people, especially if you don't know what you want to do, the military is always a good route to go down.